Binge the full week of The Ray Taylor Show ad-free over at patreon.com/inspired disorder.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Rona Dayz, episode 79 of the show that will not quit, cannot quit, don't want to quit, will not stop, want to, oh, go, do. It's kind of a weird week. It felt like I was being like on track, super productive, and then towards the end of the week, like I all of a sudden noticed all the things piled up that I needed to get done. So kind of weird. Just like right when I thought I locked in like my schedule, my routine, just to get everything done and just to make everything lightweight, so I don't feel like I'm getting burnt out on anything in particular. Just when I think I got that thing handled, I have a weird week where my early perception of the week was way off when it ended. I don't know. And maybe because I thought I was so far ahead of things when I started the week that I took my foot off the gas. But anyway, it wasn't horrible, but it was a weird week. Thankfully, I've been able to kind of regulate my mood through my new thing with tea. I've been drinking a lot of tea, as I'm sure you, if you've been paying attention to this show, that I got into tea a few weeks ago, and I'm still doing the tea thing. Haven't had any coffee. I picked up a few energy drinks here and there, but just I don't know. I enjoy energy drinks now and then, but yeah, tea has been great, and I ordered a bunch of it this past week because I was the ones. I mean, primarily I'll drink like a black tea in the morning to wake up, give me some caffeine, maybe some green tea throughout the day, and then at night I have these sleepy time teas. I try to get the ones that specifically say they have valerian root in it. I actually ordered some valerian root tea, just vanilla valerian root tea, so I can give it a little bit more punch. But I drink that at the end of the night, and I will brew. So let me show. I don't have any tea. I need to brew some more, but this is my teapot. It says it holds 4 cups, which it might, and then the cup I use, it pours 3 of the cup I use, and I brew 3 tea bags in there. So I guess maybe if I did a 4th tea bag per brew, and that's about a liter of, or a little less than a liter of fluid, I guess, which works out great. So I'll brew a thing of that. So I'll do one of these for my black tea in the morning. I'll usually do one of these and it has a little infuser that sits inside there. So you can put loose tea if you don't have tea bags, or I also will make a lemon ginger tea, which that fits perfectly with that infuser. But I'll make a pot of black tea usually in the morning, and then do, like I said, green tea, depending if I feel like anxiety is starting to creep up. Like if I'm feeling those feelings, I have a few different de-stressor teas in there that are some from different brands and things like that. I have just some different flavored teas. Like there's a brand which I'm blanking on right. It's like Tago or something like that. There's this brand that makes a bunch of different kinds of teas, and I basically bought every variation of tea that they make. And it's a good price, too. It was like a good price, and you got 25 bags instead of 16 bags in a box. But they had a lot of them, like lemongrass, which is delicious, hibiscus, cinnamon. There's one called Seven Flowers. There's a bronchio one that's supposed to help with the chest stuff, which, my allergies, sometimes I'll have congestion issues. There's one called Toasted Coconut, which is delicious. It is delicious. It uses black coffee. but it has coconut in it, and it is so yummy. Like brewing that and then pouring in some stevia, maybe a little cream, like delicious. I wish it didn't have the black tea in it because it's a drink that I would drink a lot. I would drink a lot more if it was like an herbal tea that I could drink at night because it is so much a dessert type of a tea because it's like, I mean, I love coconut. If you love coconut, then just thinking of a toast, it's like almond coconut tea. Oh, it's so good. So good. But yeah, the lemongrass tea was delicious. Cinnamon was good. Hibiscus. There's a licorice tea that kind of adds like a sweetness. It really has like a sweet aftertaste. And I brewed that last night. Like sometimes I'll mix and match because I put 3 tea bags in the diffuser. So at night, sometimes I'll put 2 of the sleepy time teas with valerian in there, and then I'll put in like a licorice one, and then that licorice one will give it like a sweetness to it. So I almost don't even have to add any sweetener to it. And actually, when I have added sweetener to it, it actually feels way too sweet. So I don't know if they put stevia in that licorice tea or not, but it is yummy. It is yummy. It gives just like just enough sweetness to that kind of end night tea. And then I just got your typical like chamomile. I just bought like one of each so I can just try them out and see which ones I like and see which ones work. The lemongrass tea is delicious. I love that. It has very similar in a lot of ways to the green tea. And then the ones with valerian root are best at night. Like if I brew like what I've been doing a lot at night, I mean, I guess not all the time, but I'll usually put on a movie because I've subscribed to, it's another thing I've done this week is I subscribed to Shudder because October is coming up and I want to have access to a lot of horror movies. And I've just come to the realization that I like horror movies. I like horror movies now more so than I did like 10 years ago. Like I've gotten a lot more into horror movies. And especially now that I've kind of listened to a lot of podcasts that have talked about horror movies. Screen Drafts is a podcast I love, and they've done a lot of episodes that have been horror themed. They do the whole month of October, all of their episodes, which is an inspiration for why I'm making my October horror themed or Halloween themed for all my podcasts in October. They do that with their podcast. So I've gotten to listen to a lot of experts discuss different subgenres within horror and why they are special and what makes them special. And because of that, I've gained a lot more, respect for that genre in general. And like just seeing the special effects and just seeing what they're going for and being able to unplug certain parts of my brain. Like there tends to be a lot of cheesiness in horror films. So knowing that going in and being able to kind of ride that vibe, knowing that in a lot of ways, the cheesiness and the dialogue helps to balance out the goriness and the fear. It's almost like instead of having comedy straight up, they just have cheesy dialogue. But Shudder and then also Criterion, because there's a lot of classic cinema that I have not seen, and I'm starting to, on the Saturday episodes, I'm doing classic movies that are like blind spot movies, and Criterion, I feel, is going to be a good addition to that. So I'm trying out both of those new movie services, at least for a month or two, see how much I actually use them. Because I have access to so many. I have like pretty much, all the major ones. Netflix, HBO Max is probably my favorite because they have so many, like they have really good movies. Whether they're a lot of older movies, they get some newer movies that are good. They cycle through a lot of good movies. They just like they collect a lot of good ones. And versus Netflix, which has a lot of good original content, but they don't have I'm not looking through Netflix necessarily to watch a classic movie from the 80s or 90s. Sometimes they'll jump in there, but on HBO Max, they have a great collection of movies. So So HBO Max is another great place to do it. But I have all the big ones: HBO Max, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. I don't pay for them. I pay for like a couple. I think I pay for HBO Max, but the rest of them, I have roommates and access to other accounts. So no Disney Plus. I don't really care for that. But all the other major ones I have, and then Shudder and Criterion. So I'm looking forward to it. A little over 4 years ago, I started The Many Faces. It's an ongoing series of abstract ink portraits. Each piece is improvised. Each piece is released daily. Start collecting now. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/TMF. That stands for The Many Faces. And save yourself 25% when you use coupon code RTS. That stands for The Ray Taylor Show, because that's what you're listening to, and I love you. So I want you to save 25% when you use that coupon code. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/TMF and use coupon code RTS to save 25% when you start collecting one of over 1,600 original ink paintings. By myself, I made them. Support me. I love you. Back to the show. And what I like to do, I've put on like these crazy movies, just something that looks interesting from either Shudder or Criterion. At least that's what I've done this week. And I'll brew myself a pot of like sleepy time tea. And by the end of that pot of tea, I'm feeling pretty tired. Like it does a good job of making me tired. And I don't wake up like drowsy. Like the melatonin I had tried taking a while back, only like 10 milligrams, I think, which is extra strength melatonin. But if I took one of those, I would feel a little drowsy the next day. Taking two of those, I would feel super tired the entire next day. So that just made me tired for way too long. Where the sleepy time tea has been doing a good job, because I haven't been drinking. And in the past, drinking used to be that thing to help me go to sleep, which full well knowing that drinking alcohol does the opposite effect of making you tired because of all the carbs in it. Just kind of keeps you awake. But yeah, drinking like a pot of tea at the end of the night is great. Especially, it'll be better once it starts to cool down a bit. like I'm sweating drinking hot tea, although I drink it slow enough to where it's not hot by the end of it. But that's how I've been ending my nights, and it's been nice. And it's been fun going through the different types of tea that I got. And they weren't expensive at all. Like, I bought like maybe 20 different types of tea, and I spent like $35. So at like Food for Less. So very inexpensive way to kind of get a really good collection of teas to see which ones I like the most, so I know to buy them again. But yeah, I'm enjoying my journey into tea. I've used my teapot like crazy. I love it. It's the perfect size. The diffuser is awesome. I have a hair trying to pick my nose, which is very annoying. But yeah, I've been drinking I will brew like easily 4 pots of tea a day, which is also good because it keeps me hydrated. It's just another fluid to drink throughout the day. And, the types of teas have helped me regulate my, not only getting to sleep, but also regulate when I have felt anxiety, or if I'm feeling a little tired, give me a little pick me up. So it has a lot of different teas for a lot of different things that kind of help me kind of navigate throughout the day emotionally, which I appreciate, because I have felt far more level this past week as opposed to other weeks where I've been kind of, feeling really good and then feeling really bad. Like, I feel like it's a much smoother ride right now, which I don't know if it's other things in my life that are making it feel a bit smoother, or it's just another transition before things get crazy again. I don't know, but at the moment, I'm happy for it. I'm thankful for it, and I'm enjoying the tea. I'm enjoying the tea ride, and I haven't missed coffee at all. I haven't really had need for it. I wake up just fine, drinking just regular black tea in the morning, or there's other ones that have like caffeine in them, but they're like flavored a little different. I mean, that's the thing. They taste so good. All of these taste so good. And I use like a little bit of stevia, not even much, or honey, or nothing. Or I'll put in, like I said, the licorice, and that gives like, the licorice is nice because it's like got a warm feeling to it, like the cinnamon, but has like a sweet aftertaste. Like it is a aftertaste that's like, you'll take a sip of it, and then a second or two later, you'll feel that sweetness, which is nice. It's nice. And I like licorice. It's not like super strong licorice flavor. But yeah, I could see people not being into that because they don't like licorice, like black licorice flavor. But I enjoy it. It adds a subtle sweet to, especially the end of the night. And I also got hot chocolate because, I mean, all you need is hot water. You pour it in, bada bing, bada boom. And I got the no sugar added stuff, which was way sweet enough for me. Still tons of sugar in it, but, at least it doesn't have extra sugar in it. But that's like another thing. I might maybe get some like hot, like apple cider or whatever. That might be fun. Just because it's starting, hopefully within the next couple months, it'll start cooling off to where I can turn the air conditioning off and open a door or two. And maybe actually put a sheet over my body at night when it gets a little chilly. I'm looking forward to things cooling down. So yeah, I'm preparing for that, I guess, as well. But yeah, drinking tea also makes me want to go to. I was talking on Tuesday's episode, Ted Lasso. It makes me really want to just go to the UK. I mean, I love the tea. Their racism is so similar to United States racism. I mean, it's, I'm sure I'd fit in, but they have universal healthcare there. That's nice. But yeah, loving the tea, having a good week, despite how my perception of the week started off off. Like my perception was different. And it's weird too, because Monday I woke up and I didn't feel like taking the day off. I felt like I should have been more productive, and I kind of took the day off. And then I felt like midweek, I wish I had a day off. So I need to figure out if just taking Monday off regardless, or just being productive when I feel productive, and taking at least, if I feel like it, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday are the 3 days that I can really I have the opportunity to take off, because Thursday I'm doing the live painting on Twitch at 4:20 every Thursday, 4:20 Pacific Standard Time. You can watch me paint on twitch.tv/inspired disorder. And then Friday, I edit the videos and take the pictures of all the paintings that I did on Thursday. So I process all that, update, the YouTube pages and the websites and all that stuff. Which both of those things don't take long, but I can't take the day off. Like, I have to do those things. And then Saturday, I prep for this show. Get everything set up and do all my prep Saturday, and then Sunday I record this. So Thursday through Sunday, I have things that I do regularly. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are kind of my free days, where I can be lazy, I can get away with doing stuff, but there are things I need to get done within those days. So yeah, just trying to work that out, I guess. Anyway, that's been my week. I hope everybody's been having a good week. I hope everybody's vaccinated. I can't imagine you not being vaccinated unless you don't have the ability to get vaccinated, or like you have a medical condition. But if you're listening to this show, I cannot imagine you not being vaccinated. But if you aren't, please get vaccinated. Please keep wearing your mask. and try to avoid getting sick. Like every day, somebody else I follow on social media is getting COVID, and I'm in my studio. 99% of the time, I'm in my studio, unless I'm taking my roommate's kid to school or going to the bathroom. I'm in my studio. This is where I'm existing now. This is my cave, and I'm a monk meditating and being one with myself and just focused on creating art and not going crazy. So, I'm trying not to get it. I'm vaccinated, but I'm also probably the least healthy I've been in my entire life. I am so out of shape. So out of shape. It is ridiculous. So maybe I can start getting into that. Very dedicated and surefire way to get into working out again. But yeah, that's it. I hope everybody's having a good week. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. Follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Peace out!